Hello all of you beautiful people, Jules here for WhatCulture.com, and over the past few years, DC has been rocked to its very core by a terrifying new villain. A villain with the skills and strength of the Batman, but mixed with the corruption and insanity of the Joker. He is the absolute antithesis of Earth Zero's Caped Crusader, a living nightmare. The Batman Who Laughs' horrific reign over Earth-22 came with a shocking conclusion, as Barbatos warned of its impending doom. Barbatos revealed the rest of the Dark Multiverse was about to suffer the same fate and told him that he must conquer the true multiverse in order to survive. It didn't take too long before this evil bat had won, creating his own multiverse, the Metalverse. With the help from his Dark Knights, Rabid Robins, and the Secret Six, the Batman Who Laughs has quickly become the most powerful and feared villain in DC's long history. As his story progresses with the current Dark Knight's Death Metal series, it's time for everyone to realize that this is no gimmick, this is the future of DC. So who is the Batman Who Laughs? Why has Bruce Wayne abandoned all sense of morality and turned evil? Well, let's take a deep dive on this insane new character. As I'm Jules, this is WhatCulture.com, and this is the full story behind the Batman Who Laughs. The Dark Multiverse. Deep beneath the DC multiverse that we've grown to know lies a dark secret. For every Earth, there is a negative counterpart. For instance, Earth 0 has Earth-52, Earth 22 has Earth-22, and so on. However, it wasn't always this way. Originally, the multiverse was known as the World Forge. Rich in dark matter and precious metals, its one resident, a cosmic entity known as the World Forger, could create countless universes. If a universe was a success, it would rise to join the orrery of worlds, while worlds that failed were destroyed. That is, until Barbatos, the great dragon and destroyer of universes, revolted and took the realm for itself. Instead of destroying these failed worlds, he allowed them to exist, thriving on the destruction and suffering of all sentient life that lived on them. From these worlds came 7 of the darkest nights ever seen. However, when he discovered the Batman Who Laughs, the great dragon set his sights on the true multiverse above them. How he became the Batman Who Laughs. Bruce Wayne of Earth-22 was already something of a loose cannon, but he was about to be pushed over the edge. The Caped Crusader was captured by Joker and subjected to the beatdown of his life. In true Joker style, mere physical pain wasn't enough, and he let Bruce in on his new villainous plan. While still tied up, Bruce could only watch as the Joker proceeded to recreate the night that his parents were killed, shooting multiple parents and infecting the new orphan children with Joker toxin. This was the breaking point for Bruce, who broke out of his restraints and finally put an end to the Joker's sick life. Unfortunately, the Clown Prince had one more trick up his sleeve, and with his dying breath, he released the toxin contained inside of him directly in Bruce's face. The transformation that Wayne went through as the toxin corrupted him was a slow one, and it allowed him time to plan for his inevitable demise, training up the Bat family in the hopes that they could stop him. It was ultimately useless though, as they didn't even get a chance to try. The training session was actually a trap, ending with Bruce Wayne killing the entire family with a hauntingly familiar smile coming from the corners of his mouth. The Dark Knights. On his own, the Batman Who Laughs is still an incredible force of evil, but without his team of Dark Knights, things maybe wouldn't have gone so smoothly. As the worlds of the Dark Multiverse met their end, various corrupted bats were recruited and saved by the Batman Who Laughs. These were the worst of the worst, all versions of Batman that had long since abandoned any sense of morality and had rebelled against the Justice League and even dealt their own version of sick justice. Each of them had a different skill set, including a speedster, a member of the Green Lantern Corps, a bat/cyborg hybrid, and even a bat with the power of Doomsday. The Drowned, the Dawnbreaker, the Merciless, the Devastator, the Murder Machine, and the Red Death then descended on Prime Earth, destroying the cities that gave home to the Justice League members. Though the heroes would be saved as Dr. Fate managed to pull them out of harm's way at the final moment, it was a devastating blow. The Batman Who Laughs Dark Knight's team has grown immeasurably as his reign goes on. But then again, what is Batman without his Robin? The Rabid Robins. Now some of you might be wondering what happened to all of those orphans that Joker infected, but you know what, there's nothing to worry about. They're all fine. They were all adopted by Bruce and cared for by Superman in Star Labs. I am totally kidding, I'm afraid. These poor children have been transformed into a grotesque troupe of pint-sized Jokers, with the addition of newly Joker-fied Damian Wayne, known as the Robins. Acting as the Batman Who Laughs minions, they're much more annoying than terrifying as they claw and bite what they are told to. The group have recently found themselves with a king. When the Batman Who Laughs takes on his new form, which I'll detail in a bit, he appoints one of them to be the Robin King. Now, to keep this spoiler-free, check out Death Metal Legends of the Dark Knights for more on the Robin King, but it's safe to say that this new king is about to play a huge role in the Death Metal series. Powers and weaknesses. For so long since his introduction, readers have wondered what the deal was with the strange helmet, visor, crown thing. It wasn't until the Batman Who Laughs #4 that we finally got an explanation. Concerned for Bruce's health and sanity, Alfred attempted to take the visor off of him, revealing his damaged eyes. Eyes that could now see through to the dark multiverse, as well as see people's fears and desires. Bruce explains that the visor was made of dark metal and can filter out the dark energy, allowing him to focus on what he wants to see. Aside from the visor, the Batman Who Laughs prefers lethal weapons, while also having the strength of Batman to dish out the various beatings when he needs to. His horrifically brutal style has earned him a certain level of respect, but despite his reputation, he's not actually unbeatable. Like all creatures of the dark multiverse, he is weak to the nth metal, and could theoretically be taken out in a similar fashion to Superman. That is, if his psychotic mind doesn't fail him first. Gotham Takeover. Before its untimely destruction, the Dark Knight ruled over Earth -22. However, the citizens tried to revolt against him, leaving him no choice but to destroy everything. Having a planet with no one to rule on it, the Batman Who Laughs is more than willing to take up Barbatos' offer when it comes to taking over the true multiverse above them. In order to travel from the dark multiverse to the light, the Court of Owls trapped Prime Earth's Batman, infecting him with the final metal needed to make him into a portal. They expected Barbatos to emerge, as the text prophesied, but they were instead greeted by Robins, who tore them to pieces before making way for the Dark Knights. Gotham became home to a villainous mob after a mountain emerges in the middle of the city. By the time that Superman gets there, there's nothing left of the city, leaving him to go it alone against the Dark Knights. The Secret Six. During 2019's Batman-Superman run, the Darkest Knight needed to create dark versions of the 6 people he needed in order to open another portal to the dark multiverse. He created 6 Batarangs infused with a serum of his own creation and nth metal before setting out to find his victims. While he was briefly held prisoner in the Hall of Justice, the villain had a backup plan already in motion. He had already infected Shazam, Commissioner Gordon, Blue Beetle, Donna Troy, and Hawkman, who followed our hero to the Fortress of Solitude and launched an attack. The only person left that needed to be infected was Superman, but that part of the plan was about to take an unexpected turn. As Superman tries to bring down the fortress, trapping the infected deep under the rubble, Supergirl arrives to break up Hawkman and Batman. Unfortunately, her presence would be the Earth's downfall as she saves Superman from being wounded by the Batarang. The blade slices her hands and infects her, completing the Secret Six and opening a portal to the dark multiverse, through which the Batman Who Laughs could bring yet more Dark Knights to Earth Prime. Dark Knight's Death Metal. And we've only just scratched the surface of this incredible new villain, and his tale is far from over. In June of this year, Scott Snyder returned to the Batman Who Laughs story with the Dark Knight's Death Metal. If you thought that Dark Knight's metal was extreme, just know that you have seen nothing yet. The Darkest Knight now rules over Prime Earth, having sculpted it into his own design. He has control over the heroes left on Earth, as well as the bats from nearly all of the 52 universes. And most terrifyingly, he has a new form. Couple that with his Bat Army and rabid Robins, and we're talking utter devastation of everything in the DCU. That is, unless the Resistance can stop him. Wonder Woman, Wally West, and what's left of Swamp Thing managed to find the Crypt of Heroes, where the First Justice Society are hiding out with Barry Allen, Hex, and Bruce Wayne. They are the only ones with the ability to end this, but they don't yet know about the Darkest Knight's new form. As far as they know, they're winning the fight. How wrong they are. And there we go, my friends. That was the Batman Who Laughs, the full story up until right now. I hope that you've enjoyed this, and please let me know what you thought about it down in the comments section below. As always, I've been Jules. You have been awesome. Never forget that, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.